right, here we go. Well, that was a curious song. Well, our guest is, one of our guests has just walked in the studio here, and I don't know if you guys know each other. You got a headphone there, Roger?
No, I don't have a headphone on, but I'll put one on.
All right.
Here we go. They always fall off in the middle of a song when I usually sing stuff.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm on the air.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I do now.
This is Chris Hillman. How you doing?
Yeah, you don't sound like Chris Hillman to me.
Yeah, I knew you wouldn't. But
No, I know Chris Hillman.
I know you do.
Yeah.
Roger, we wouldn't do anything like that on this show. I mean, look, there's David Crosby right next to you.
Yeah, he looks like him. Yeah, but tell him.
Hey, Roger, I'll identify myself in a minute, but I'd like to say thank you for showing me the direction to go as a teenager when I was in college.
Oh.
I was driving to school one day and playing the banjo and the guitar and trying to figure out what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard Turn, Turn on the radio, and I pulled over, and I went, holy crap. This is the best sound I've ever heard. And I went to the beach that day. This is Southern California, the days of the Golden Bear. And I pulled over, I went to the beach, and I waited for it to come on again, and I said, that's what I'm doing. And
all right.
I mentioned Chris Hillman, as I knew Chris had been the mandolin player in the Scottsville Boulevard.
That's right.
And I thought, if a mandolin player from San Diego can get on the radio,
Yep.
I can too.
Anybody can, right? Yeah. Well, that's what happened with me when I heard Pete Seeger. So I saw him in concert when he went solo, and he'd been in the Weavers, and I saw him solo, and I was a little skeptical. I was going, how's this guy going to do all by himself? You know, because he had, before he had a bass player and another guitar player and a lady singer, and it was a really good band. And so I went to the concert expecting not to see as much, and it was incredible. He played about 5 or 6 instruments, and he had the audience up and broke them up into sections, and he had harmonies going, and it was like a circus. And I'm like, wow, this is what I want to do. So I've been trying to do that all my life, and I just
are you playing the banjo again?
Yeah, I brought my banjo with me. I'm going to be playing it tomorrow at the Largo Cultural Center. I'm doing a gig there tomorrow night. So I'm going to have the banjo and my Rickenbacker Electric 12 and a Martin 12-string and a Martin 7-string that I came up with. Invented this little guitar. It's got an extra G string. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's here. See, it's like a 12-string.
Oh, yeah.
But then it's got the flexibility of a 6-string. You can bend it, which you can't do too well on a 12 because the other strings get in the way.
When you were recording, for instance, those early days, did you have control over the tone that you wanted delivered on the tape?
Yes.
Basically, the guy that was going, please make this sound good.
No, I would record in the control room so I could hear exactly what it was sounding like, and we could tailor it.
I remember standing behind Jimmy Messina at CBS on Sunset, and he was mixing the first Poco album, but he had to say to the engineer, because he wasn't in the union, I turned number 3 up a little. Could you turn
I know. That's a funny thing. I remember, one time I did a board fade, and the union guys got up and walked out. They just walked out on the...
Oh, because you touched the board.
I touched the board. I did the illegal, untouchable board. But it's not like that anymore. We can do our own mastering and stuff.
Let me interrupt just a second. I want to let everybody know that if they want to see what's going on here in the studio, go to www.folklore, L-U-R-E, like a fishing lure, folklore.tv, and we are live streaming video. And of course, we're live streaming audio on the WMNF.org site. If you want to call into the studio, it's 813-239-9663. Comes in here, and as Bobby Hicks used to say, if you got a complaint, you can call 813-238-8001 and talk to Julie out in the front desk. This is the Florida Folk Show. You're listening to WMNF 88.5 Community Radio Tampa. Our special guest today, Roger McGuinn. Ralph Heath is here. Mike from the Flamingo. Gary Harrell is here with his camera. Rayford Stark, and I'm Pete Gallagher. And you're listening to John McEwen on the phone. So,
can I ask Roger one question?
Yeah.
And I'll get out of your way because he's got more to talk about than I do. Did Clarence White have an influence on your music?
Yes and no. I mean, yes, he did. In that I tried to learn how to play. So he influenced me that way. He taught me that Soldier's Joy and Black Mountain Rag, and I've been doing that in concert. But it took me about 35 years to figure it out. Because when I started it was impossible. It's like I'd do it like that, you know. So it took a while to get it up to speed, but finally I've practiced it enough so I can do it. And so Clarence did influence me, but I never did get the bending, the full string guitar thing. But Marty Stewart has Clarence's old guitar. Yeah, and he does it great. And in fact, I just did a recording with him. We went to his house in Nashville, and I wanted to get him on a song. I've written a sequel to Chestnut Mare, and Clarence did such great guitar work on that. I wanted to get that sound on it, so I thought of Marty, and he agreed to do it. It was really fun.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'm having an interview there with Mr. Gallagher, and thanks for the moment to get to chat with you. I've always wanted to spend more time around you.
I know. Well, we've done stuff together. We did that Circle album. Huh?
I always felt like wanted to do more, and the Dirt Band has been doing You Ain't Going Nowhere ever since then.
That's a wonderful song. It's a great song. Well, thanks.
It's one of those songs that's beyond the music.
Yes.
I mean, it's beyond the makers of the music, because once you start it, it transports people to a different time and space that they're very welcome to be in.
Yeah,
It also has a lot of different verses to it. Every time I hear it sung, I hear people.
Oh, Bob makes up new verses when he does it.
Yeah.
Did you ever figure out what it's about, though? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's a good song.
You ain't going nowhere.
No? I think it was when he was laid up after his motorcycle accident. That's what I think it's about. But it's not.
Where are you playing in the Tampa area, Roger?
I'm playing at the Largo Cultural Center, and I don't know the address offhand.
Well, everybody knows where it is. It's in Largo.
Largo's only so big.
Get your Google Maps out.
Well, I wish I could be there tonight, but I'm way over on the east side. Pete, have a good time with Roger, and I'll bid you two adieu.
All right.
Okay,
We'll
John.
talk to you soon, John.
Great talking to you again.
Glad you keep that banjo out there too.
Yeah, I've been doing. Oh yeah, I love it. The banjo I got, it's an ode that I got from Bernie Ledden, and I traded them straight across because I had a Fender banjo, which if you can imagine, but it was like a Mastertone style banjo. And Bernie was in the Eagles, and he needed a Scruggs style banjo, so I traded them straight across. And I got this. It's a long neck, like a Pete Seeger style. It's just a wonderful sound. It's a tubaphone, it's a wonderful sounding. It's like it got a Vega head with 28 brackets on it. I just love it.
Bernie and I spent a month practicing to do an album, but then this was during one of the Dirt Band breakups. I think there was 73, and this is number 4. It's back in the early days.
Your fourth breakup, huh?
We never did. Oh, it was like, okay, we're not doing anything for a while.
So you and Bernie were going to be a duo, or?
No. I was working on a bluegrass album.
Oh, cool.
In Hollywood, but then something happened for a few months, and then the Eagles started.
Oh, yeah. Well, but Bernie didn't stay with the Eagles very long. He went out. Yeah. What an amazing story, that whole thing is. That whole
John
country.
McGuinn, thank you very much for calling in.
Okay, talk to you later.
Bye, John.
We'll see you. Bye-bye. I want to say, too, when you hear a blues song, I'm going to play a rock bottom song at some point during the show. First person to call in and identify it as rock bottom will get a pass for each day of the St. Pete Blues Festival that's coming up, and I'll talk more about that later. So be listening to the show, call in, and you'll get a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday pass to get into that show down at the Middle Park. All right. Well, Roger, you got your guitar? And,
Yeah, let me just
tune
it up here, and make sure I just had it in the gig bag. Probably got knocked that tune over.
Rayford, are you going to play along with me?
I'm in E flat. I'm 2 down half a step.
Oh.
I do that for my vocals because I found out a long time ago that if I go on the road with 2 down half a step, I can go on the road longer and not wear my voice out. So,
there you go.
Yeah, just a little old half step does the difference.
The old half step.
The old half step trick. A few people do that. So, anything anybody wants to hear?
8 miles high.
Okay, here we go. I've changed it over the years. It used to go like, I don't have a mic on the guitar either, but...
Actually, if you
okay.
Use this one.
Okay. let's see if I can get these along right. The record goes like this. Like that, and then it's got that. That's John Coltrane stuff. That's good with the band, but if you're playing solo, you need more stuff going on. So I've added a few things like a little Andre Segovia and some other stuff in there. So this is how it's kind of morphed.
Fantastic.
Now slow that down, show me how to
Fantastic. There you go. You know, Roger, I wanted to ask you, I wanted to comment about that cool thing you're doing on your website, the Folk Den.
Yes,
Uh,
the Folk Den, thank you. It's at folkden.com or go to McGuinn.com and click on Folk Den. It's really
You're preserving some of the famous songs,
the old songs.
Oh, the
yeah,
old songs.
The traditional stuff. But what happened to me was back around 1995, I noticed an absence of traditional music in the folk scene, that everybody's writing their own songs. And it was great stuff, not to put it down, but I thought, what's going to happen? You know, Odetta just passed away a couple of months ago. Pete Seeger's 89. What's going to happen when the old guard aren't there to hold up the old traditional stuff anymore? So the internet had kind of just opened up to, at least to me, I discovered it in the early 90s and thought it would be a great way to kind of publish it around the world for free, make it accessible to people so they could learn the old songs and keep them going. And that's what I've done. Put one up every month since November of 95, and there are over 150 MP3s up there. You can download them all, and it won't sue anybody.
I mean, I've seen songs and they're like Skip to My Lou.
Yeah, that's an old folk song. It's a play party song, because play parties were invented so they wouldn't have dances, and no musical instruments were allowed. They had to make all the sounds with their voices.
Some of those old songs have some vicious storylines to them. Froggy Went Courting, for example.
I know, it's a pretty mean song.
And I remember at the Merle Fest one year, Doc Watson was doing the children's stage.
Yeah.
He played Froggy Went Courting.
I know.
Everybody was singing it, but you listen
I
to
know.
the words.
If you
it's
get
all about
into
murder
it, it's a
and, you know.
murder song, yeah. I know. There are a lot of murder songs, a lot of Appalachian songs are about murder. I guess that's...
WMNF, you're on the air live on the Florida Folk Show. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
WMNF, you're on the air live.
Rock bottom? Hey, Pete, I was just kidding.
Who's this?
It's Brad in Sarasota.
Brad, what's up?
Yeah, first of all, I wanted to say, wow, Roger McGuinn, we're thrilled to have you on the air.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Yeah. Secondly, I wanted to tell you about a bluegrass show that my Acca Bluegrass band is doing at Lake Manatee State Park, Saturday, March 7th. It's free entry to the park that day. That's their open house. They call it Discover Lake Manatee.
All right, man.
That's on-
Mayaka Bluegrass,
Yep.
March 7th, Lake Manatee State Park.
Yep, and it's free we're playing from 11 to 3 o'clock.
All right, man.
And I just want to also push one more time the Sarasota Folk Festival, which is going to be March 14 and 15
All right.
at Oscar Share State Park. And,
All right, man.
and I'll talk to you next week, maybe give you something next.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Pete.
Call us. All right, bye-bye now. That brings to mind the Florida Folk Festival. Roger, have you ever played that?
I have not. No, I haven't.
That'd be a cool thing for you.
I played a few of them. I played Winnipeg and Philadelphia, not Florida.
It's the oldest continuously running state folk festival, the one in White Springs, every Memorial Day weekend.
Wow, cool.
Hey, Roger, what's that flat pick you got there?
Yeah, it's this is called an S1, and it's. Did you ever see The Day the Earth Stood Still, the old movie? Not the new one. It's about a flying saucer that comes down, and this guy, robot Gort, you know, he's
Right.
going to destroy the world because we're making atomic bombs and stuff. Anyway, it's a great movie. But the little kid who was in it, Billy, his name is Billy Gray. He makes these picks, and they're designed so they
You mean
fit.
the actor makes it or something?
The actor, yeah, the actor makes them.
How do you hold it?
With a point sticking forward on your finger, put it on your finger.
Oh, it's
You can't. Well, you can see this on the TV. If you tune into what's the website? Folklore.com.
.tv.
You turn your radio up
.tv.
really
You
loud.
can turn your radio up real loud. You can see it. Yeah. It's a regular flat pick, but they kind of folded it over, like they bent it over and made a little groove for your finger to fit in.
Wow.
And it's a sure grip kind of thing. It doesn't. You won't drop it. And they say on their website, they say, just forget about your right hand and concentrate on the left hand because that's so good.
Really? Yeah. All right, WMNF, you're on the air live.
Cool.
Caller? Yes.
Morning.
How are you this morning?
Okay, who is this?
Hey, this is Dale Rice out here at the History of Rock and Roll class at Plant City High School,
Okay.
and we were just calling to say hi to Roger. We just saw a video this morning on the history of rock and roll, and he was on there.
No kidding.
When they were comparing the Byrds to the Beatles,
Oh, yeah?
and it was like America's answer to the Beatles.
That's what they said, yeah.
David Crosby comes off and he says that the Byrds weren't the answer to bug spray, let alone the Beatles.
David had a way with words.
David,
He
what?
still does.
With words.
Yeah.
But
Do you stay in touch with David?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Have the class yell, "Hey, Roger," so real loud. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hey guys. I don't know if can they hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi class. How you doing? That's cool. That's very cool. I've just started speaking at high schools. You know, I just go around and tell them a little of the history. Yeah, I think it's
Last year I had Damon Fowler came out here,
cool.
so I would love to have you come out and.
Well, give us your address and we'll get in touch.
Okay,
sometime.
sounds good. Who's gonna give it to?
I'll tell you what, call back 813-238-8001 and give it to Julie out there, and she'll give it to us after the show.
All right, excellent.
Thanks for calling,
All
man.
right. Oh, you're welcome.
That's great.
Thanks for
Bye-bye.
playing.
Bye-bye. Bye. Well, how about that, a class studying rock and roll?
Yeah, well, I know for a while that colleges have been doing that, but I didn't know high schools had that. Yeah, that's very cool. I've gone to some colleges and done lectures where, you know, they have a history of music business or history of rock and roll or history of country music or whatever. But not a high school.
How about another song, man?
Okay.
You got one that you...
Could you move that
do or
bottle of
something
water?
that you're gonna do?
Here's something
towards you.
newer. You know the old Irish blessing, may the road rise to meet you, may the wind be at your back? Well, a friend went to Ireland and sent me a plaque with that on it, and I had it in a powder room in the house. And I got a new guitar strap, and I went into the powder room to look in the mirror to see how the guitar strap looked. And I looked over at the plaque, and I wondered if anybody had ever come up with a tune for that. And they had, but I didn't know it. So I made up a new tune for it. And it was like, may the moon rise to meet you, may the wind be at your back, may the rain fall. And I showed it to my wife when she came home, and she said, well, that's nice, but maybe it'd be better if we had some verses to go around it. So we cooked up 3 verses to go with it. So here, it's a newish song. Got to tune up, hang on.
What's the name of the song?
Called May the Road Rise to Meet You.
May the Road Rise to Meet You.
All that 8 miles high, I whacked the guitar out of tune. Sometimes the sun would shine, we lay across the lake, sheltered in the shadow of a tree. We'd ride our phones to take along, sing out on the road. We would always sing a song to me. May the road rise to meet you, may the wind be at your back, may the
Beautiful song, beautiful song.
Thank you. I usually close concerts with that.
Okay, we've got about 6 or 5 minutes left here in the Florida Folk Show. You're listening to WMNF 88.5 Community Radio Tampa. Looks like the traffic is doing okay. All the accidents are cleared on the side of the road. There's a city road in Dover's closed because of a sinkhole. But that's just the way it is in Florida. Sinkholes are all part of what's happening. WMNF, you're on the air live on the Florida Folk Show. Hello.
Hey Pete, this is Rhonda Ruff calling from Clearston. How are you?
Okay.
Hey,
Rayford, will you handle this one? Go ahead.
I wanted to, we're in the middle of a big fighting at the nuclear power plant in Florida, trying to get solar in instead, and I was wondering if Roger was going to on.
Oh, all right. You know, I got to say, we just put a 6.4 kilowatt solar system on our roof over in Orlando. And I'm with you on that. I think nuclear is stupid, you know. I mean, you can't control the waste. What are you going to do in like 100 years? Yeah, you can't. What are you going to shoot it into space or something? I mean, it's just crazy. So I'm right with you on that. Here's a song we wrote about the rainforests in the Amazon because they were clearing them. They're still doing this. I think they clear a land, you know, the rainforest, and they try to raise cattle on it. And it only lasts for a couple of years because there's no grass feed for the cattle. The land won't support it. So it's just wasted. You know, they waste the rainforest for nothing. So that's what this song's about.
What's it called? What's it called?
It's called The Trees Were All Gone.
Okay. Roger McGuinn for stopping in. You're listening in the background here, the Greengrass Boys are going to be the featured artists tonight at the Sloppy Pelican, Florida Folk Night at St. Pete Beach, Rayford Stark, Sunset Beach Pete, TC Carr, and who else? Elan Shelford. And I want to thank everybody, Ralphie, Mike, Roger McGuinn. Don't forget, tomorrow night at the Largo Cultural Center.
I never could get that on.
No?
Tax cuts for the wealthy expire and would limit Medicare payments to
I guess the
hospitals
Edge
and
network
insurance
is
companies
fast
as the
enough to
president
pick up
pushes
the
for
stream.
universal health care.
I'm archiving it, so you can go to the site and check it out.
We must add to our deficits in the short term. Immediately